Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Phizcast. I am your host, Physic. How has your day been? I will admit my day has not been the best of days. Feeling a little blue, feeling a little tired, a little sick of leaf blowing, although I will admit that I was singing Jacob Collier's In the Real Early Morning to pass the time, and I learned that my leaf blower rings at a B4, and whenever the closer it gets to running out of gas, the sharper it gets, because it was in tune with that one note. It was in tune with a note, and eventually I sang the same note again when it was closer to running out of gas, and it was way sharp, and I was like, that sounds horrible. So, yeah, there we go, learned that. Anyway, yes, I have a question. This is going to be a bit of an interesting one, because today I don't have a particular topic, per se, but I have a question. Does popular opinion make something a fact? I struggle with this all the time because to me it's a rhetorical question. It's no. I mean, the answer is so obvious that it's unbelievable. Popular opinion has never once made it fact. The amount of people contributing their opinions does not contribute to the realness or the factuality of any particular statement or any particular process. It's almost frustrating how common it is to see that people just don't see this as rhetoric and somehow believe it. I normally bring up the fact that whenever it's generally during arguments that this fact just blows my mind. But something like, years and years and years ago, the smartest people on the planet believed that the Earth was flat. The smartest people on the planet believed that the Earth was the center of the universe. There was an equation at some point that only the smartest mathematicians could work out that established the Earth's trajectory. Not the Earth's trajectory, that established everything else's trajectory around the Earth. And it was, phenomenally confusing. But eventually, those were all disproven. Eventually, there was proven that there were more than 4 elements. And time and time and time again, the general public and their opinion were proved wrong based on something else, based on another finding of evidence and empirical data and stuff like that. And it's like, I don't understand. Somehow, when everyone else in the room disagrees with you, you become wrong. Now, there is a point where I will agree with this. I can see how, when everyone else disagrees with you, there's a point where you should stop fighting. However, it's wrong to just believe that whenever, 6, 7 people, even 3 or 4, if there's 4 people participating in an argument, 3 people disagree with one person because they just simply believe he's wrong. That could tell a few things. It could say that they are not studied and in denial, and one person is well studied and confident in what they're saying. It could say that they're spiteful or jealous. It could say that they are in fact right and the one person is just stubborn or unable to come to terms with being wrong. It can say a lot of things. But it's just not true that the more people that agree with something, the more real it is. There are certain aspects where that is true. I mean, I feel like I'm going to say that a lot. But this real thing just draws in that ever so common pattern on this channel of perspective. And it doesn't make sense to me. It just blows my mind. What is something else I can say on this? Honestly, I'm only halfway through the video and I've kind of wrapped up my thoughts on this, but I don't really know where else to go. Popular opinion being fact. There are certain aspects of this statement that are true. Let's see, something along the lines of opinionated matters, where if it's like in school or something, and everyone says that this person, Mr. Smith, is a bad teacher. Every Jimmy and Joey and Johnny is telling everyone else that this guy's a bad teacher. And the people that haven't had the teacher and only see him as like a person, they're like, no, he's not a bad teacher. How bad could he be? And then they get him as a teacher, and you're like, oh, Mr. Smith is a bad teacher. I realize this now. Because a lot of people were saying it. However, Mr. Smith doesn't believe that he's a bad teacher. He thinks that people don't understand his method of teaching. He thinks that people just need to open their mind a bit and understand that he's teaching in the way that he can so that they can learn. That is where popular opinion becomes fact. If every single person that you are teaching believes that you are a bad teacher, you are a bad teacher. It's not the fact that what you're doing is misunderstood. It's not the fact that they're too dumb to understand why you're doing what you're doing. It's just the fact that you have refused to change. You have refused to adapt to the people that you are supposed to make learn, that you are supposed to give this information to. And you've simply become self-righteous in what you do and blown off any criticism. And you continue to do what you want to do in spite of a vast majority of people believing you to be a bad teacher. And at that point, I don't know. At that point, you probably get fired. It depends on your results, but still, And again, being bad at one thing doesn't relate to you being bad at another, but that's a whole separate story. That's probably a whole separate episode, is relations. Or, relativism. Yeah. Quite honestly, I have no idea where to go. I have 3 minutes left of this recording, and I don't know what to say. That analogy gave me a fair bit of time, but this is just going to be a peek into the thought process. I don't do this scripted because I don't like how I sound when I'm reading something off of a script. Not all the time, at least. There are definitely times where I'm okay with it. Story time. In drama class, we had to do a monologue, and that was a lot of fun because it was meta. It was about, being unable to perform. It was like, why did I have to do this? Why did I sign up for this class? I didn't know we'd have to practice auditioning and stuff like that. And during that performance, I enjoyed, it was scripted. It had to be memorized, of course, but it started with a script. And I enjoyed doing that because it was fun for me. And I got to do wacky voices and perform, which I always enjoy. And I did well on the project, so that reaffirmed my happiness, I guess. But yeah, maybe I can relate it to that. Popular opinion, making it fact, where it's enjoyment of something. Let's say you're a comedian. Your jokes are funny too. Let's see. If you make dark jokes, if you make extremely dark jokes, then you are going to appeal to a demographic that enjoys dark humor, or that enjoys that sort of angsty, that sort of angsty humor. But if you are anti-dark jokes, if you're someone who doesn't believe that those subject matters should be joked about, or that humor has no place in something like that. I keep wanting to give examples, but I don't think it's a very good idea. Then it's going to be a different opinion. If more people enjoy your jokes than don't enjoy your jokes, I'd figure you as a good comedian. If you tell good jokes and a wide audience appreciates that, then you're a good comedian. If a small demographic of haters or a small demographic of people that don't enjoy your jokes, then that's on them. They just need to find a different type of humor. Are you a bad comedian because one person didn't laugh at your joke? No. Are you a bad comedian because 100,000 people didn't laugh at your joke? Probably. Then again, it depends on how wide your audience is. If you have 100 million people that you go to, that listen to you on the radio, or that listen to you on, America's Got Talent or something, then yeah, by all means. You're probably a pretty good comedian if only 100,000 people out of 100 million don't laugh. But it's just a matter of popular opinion, I guess. Finally, 10 minutes. All right, cool. I've probably said the same thing for 10 minutes straight. Anyway, I hope your day is going well. I hope you aren't succumbing to the cold quite yet. Because where I am, we don't get very much fall. We just kind of go from summer into leaves dying into winter. And I've been cold all day. But yes, I sure hope you're doing well. Come back next time I do something. I don't know when the last time I uploaded was. I've just been slacking, but I'll do what I can. Thank you very much for tuning in. I will see you when I see you. Bye-bye.